What would we English say if we could not go from London to the Crystal Palace or from Manchester to Stockport without a passport or police officer at our heels? Depend upon it, we are not half enough grateful to God for our national privileges. So wrote an English publisher named John Gadsby, traveling through Europe in the mid-19th century. This was before the modern passport system, wearily familiar to anyone who has ever crossed a national border. You stand in a queue, you proffer your standardized booklet to a uniformed official, who glances at your face to check that it resembles the image of your younger, slimmer self. Perhaps she quizzes you about your journey, while her computer checks your name against a terrorist watch list. For most of history, passports were neither so ubiquitous nor so routine. They were, essentially, a threat, a letter from some powerful person requesting the traveler pass unmolested, or else. 50 Things That Made the Modern Economy highlights the inventions, ideas, and innovations that helped create the economic world. It is broadcast on the BBC World Service. You can find more information about the program's sources and listen online or subscribe to the program podcast. The concept of passport as protection goes back to biblical times, and protection was a privilege, not a right. Gentlemen such as Gadsby who wanted a passport needed a personal link to the relevant government minister. As Gadsby discovered, the more zealously bureaucratic continental nations had realized the passport's potential as a tool of social and economic control. A century earlier, French citizens had to show paperwork not only to leave the country, but to travel from town to town. While wealthy countries today secure their borders to keep unskilled workers out, municipal authorities historically used them to stop skilled workers from leaving. As the 19th century progressed, railways and steamboats made travel faster and cheaper. As Martin Lloyd details in his book The Passport, restrictive travel documents were unpopular. France's Emperor Napoleon III shared Gadsby's admiration for the more relaxed British approach. He described passports as an oppressive invention, and abolished them in 1860. France was not alone. More and more countries either formally abandoned passport requirements or stopped enforcing them, at least in peacetime. You could visit 1890s America without a passport, though it helped if you were white. Some South American countries enshrined passport